What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Saturday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault at Sports Talk Matt. My handles on all socials. You guys know this podcast being brought to you by omahasteaks.com, and the promo code is JUICE. In the search bar, activates over a 60% savings on the Hotter Than Fire pack. It's available right now on omahasteaks.com. Plus 12 free Omaha Steak Burgers when you order at omahasteaks.com with the code JUICE in the search bar to activate all the savings. Okay, we got a winning night, a 2-0 night, up 2.3 unit night last night, which cuts the losses for the week pretty much in half. Okay, so that takes us to Saturday. I've been telling you guys that I've been looking forward to these fights for a while. Saturday is going to be unbelievable. Okay, I'm not going to go crazy. I know my record is not good in combat sports. Okay, it's just not been good. Bottom line, not been good. So I have 4 bets that I like here for tonight. 3 in the UFC and 1 in the boxing fight that'll happen here in Las Vegas. Okay, so let's just get right to it. Crawford against Errol Spence Jr. Sold out. Monster fight. Huge revenue generating event. Gate will be $20 million here in Vegas. Huge sales pay-per-view wise. It's going to be awesome. Crawford is 39-0. Errol Spence is 28-0. Both these men are durable. Both these men are in their prime. Both these men are physical. Crawford, maybe a bit of a slight advantage with the punching power. Spence, quicker to the body. Can potentially, with his size advantage, hurt Crawford. 39-0, I think, goes to 40-0. Now, I'm biased. I'll give you this. Terrence Crawford has been a guy I followed for many, many years. There are many people come from Omaha who have watched Crawford for years and years. I started following Terrence Crawford when I moved to Omaha, and I first heard the name of this guy named Bud Crawford. He's 35. I'm 46, okay? So heard about him coming up. This kid's incredible. This kid's going to be amazing. He's now 39-0. Errol Spence Jr. is tremendous. There's no debating the kid's talent. He's 28-0. There's an automatic rematch clause in this contract for these guys, and I think we're going to see this fight potentially 3 times, okay? Whoever wins fight 1 will lose fight 2, and then fight 3 will be for all the marbles. But I don't think a knockout's coming. Total for this fight is 10.5, and it's juiced heavily to the over. I think we're going to the cards. I think we're going to see a 12-round fight. I hope we see an epic fight. I hope we see a back-to-back fight, but I don't know what to make of this except it's plus 175 on Terrence Crawford by decision, okay? Crawford is minus 150 to win the fight. So if you want to put a full unit down in this fight, 1.5 units down on Crawford to win, knockout, decision, just to win. I don't hate that. But Spence can win. There's absolutely no debate in my mind that Spence can win, so I don't want to commit the full unit. I'm a bit wary to commit the full unit, to be quite honest. So I'm going to take Crawford by decision, which I think is the most likely of the outcomes. Could Crawford knock him out? Yeah. Do I think he's going to? No. Plus 180 at DraftKings. Crawford by decision. Half a unit. Okay? Half a unit down on Crawford by decision. It gives us some skin in the game, a chance to double up and win a unit, which is what you will win if you lay 1.5 units down on Crawford to win, okay? So, if you don't want to play around with that, you want to lay more, you want to lay 1.5, go ahead. But because of how many bets I've got going today, I don't want to lay the 1.5. It's a little expensive. I do like Crawford, but Spence is 100% live. Rather take the shot on Crawford by decision. If I lose, I'm down a half a unit, and I'm okay. What am I doing with the other half a unit? Well, Derek Lewis has been not good lately. Derek Lewis has lost 3 fights in the state of Texas and 1 fight in Las Vegas. He's won a fight in between there, but not good. He's lost 4 of his last 5 fights. Derek Lewis looks like a new man. Derek Lewis is claiming he will go into this fight with a 6-pack. Is that true? I don't know. He's a heavyweight. But Marcos Rogerio de Lima is his opponent. He's 21-9-1. Average fight time of 6:32. This guy is shorter than Derek Lewis, has a shorter reach than Derek Lewis. And yeah, he's a pretty powerful striker. 3.62 strikes landed per minute, 56% strike accuracy, but he does get clipped a little bit harder and more often than Derek Lewis does. 2.83 strikes absorbed per minute to 2.59 for Derek Lewis. Takedowns can be a thing for Marcos. 1.35 takedowns per average every 15 minutes. Takedown accuracy is 47%. It's pretty good for a heavyweight. Takedown defense, both men in the 50s, so not outstanding with that. He will try a submission. He's won 2 fights in a row, 3 losses in a row for Derek Lewis. He's plus 180 on the money line with a heavyweight bout at altitude. Okay, it's key at altitude. Derek Lewis says he feels great. He's going to look great. And when this guy starts talking about the fact that his health was a major problem, I'm going to take the flyer on Derek Lewis. He might be gone. His chin might be gone. He might be on the way out. But Derek Lewis, outside of the state of Texas, has been a pretty good bet in his career. Plus 180, Derek Lewis money line to win. Most likely, if you want to take a flyer on this and take Derek Lewis to take Derek Lewis by knockout, which I don't hate, I just don't need to do it. I haven't checked the odds on that. I just popped into my brain because I'm not betting this. I'm just take Derek Lewis to win on the money line because it's such value at plus 180. I don't need to get really involved with the props, but you can. Lewis by knockout is plus 225. Okay, so it's a little bit better. But maybe it goes to the cards. Maybe it goes 3 rounds. Who knows? Crazy things happen. Derek Lewis, money line over Marcos Raggio de Lima. Half a unit. Jumping in on that. This was a prelim fight. It's now a main card fight for Derek Lewis against Marcos Raggio de Lima. Money line plus 180. Half a unit on Derek Lewis. Money line plus 180. Half a unit on Crawford by decision plus 180. Both bets widely available. DraftKings has it here at Vegas. Circa Sports have it. Widely available. Okay, there's 1 unit in play. Second bet. This is from my other show, The Bostonian versus the Book. Okay, this comes from a guy who, almost a kid, but a kid who knows a lot about MMA fighting and betting. Jake Matthews is fighting a guy named Darius Flowers, who's had 1 fight in the UFC. We don't know a whole lot about this guy. He had 1 fight and it was over in 1 minute 13 seconds. But Darius Flowers is going to have a grappling problem. Darius Flowers is going to have a striking problem because Jake Matthews is the real deal. 18-6. Matthews lost his last fight. He's lost 2 of his last 3 fights, actually. But strikes landed per minute, 3.09. Yikes. Strikes absorbed, 2.24. We don't know much about Flowers because the stats are all off, but by all accounts, Darius Flowers is not a fighter that should be in the UFC. Short notice. Originally, his opponent got replaced. Jake Matthews, the Celtic kid, Australian guy, chance to make another big splash here with the UFC with a W. Jake Matthews to win by anything except decision, knockout or submission, is minus 115 at DraftKings. Jake Matthews, 1.15 units down to beat Darius Flowers. Essentially, inside the distance is also the bet. Okay, so maybe your book has it as inside the distance. Same Jake Matthews bet. Jake Matthews inside the distance at minus 115. He's 270 on the money line. The only thing we're crossing off is whether or not we're going to the cards. As long as this fight doesn't go to the cards, we're winning this. Jake Matthews inside the distance or by knockout, TKO, or submission. Minus 115 at DraftKings. 1.15 units down on that. And finally, to the main event that we go. Poirier against Gaethje. The total for this fight is 2.5 rounds. Both these men have fought forever in the UFC. Isn't it amazing that their average fight time is 10 minutes and 6 seconds? It's incredible. 29-7 Poirier, 1 no contest. 24-4 Justin Gaethje. This is going to be an unbelievable fight. They fought back April 14th, 2018. Dustin Poirier got the victory against Justin Gaethje, 4th round knockout. I think a very similar thing might happen here. I don't think we're going to have a quick fight. I think this fight's going past the midway point of the third round. Late stoppage, one of these guys, I think they're going to be very smart. Justin Gaethje is not nearly as reckless as he once was. Justin Gaethje used to come in and just swing for everything. It's not really where it is. And Gaethje's losses all come by submission. Charles Oliveira, rear naked choke. Khabib Nurmagomedov, triangle choke. Dustin Poirier lost to Gaethje, got knocked out. Eddie Alvarez got knocked out. But then things dramatically changed up to 2018, and he went on a 4-fight win streak where he beat James Vick, Edison Barboza, Donald Cerrone, Tony Ferguson, maybe his best win on his resume. And then he fought against Khabib. Lost that. Fought against Michael Chandler. Big win there. Won that. Then lost to Charles Oliveira. Came back, beat Rafael Fiziev in a majority decision that went all 3 rounds. This is a 5-round fight for the BMF belt. I think this is going to be an incredible fight. Don't think it ends fast. I think we're going maybe 4, 5. It could go all 5 rounds, in my opinion. I don't think either guy wants to get into a war here. I think we're going to see these two guys take their time. Over 2.5 rounds in the main event for Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. It's minus 140, 1.4 units down on the main event for the BMF belt. We're going in here with the over 2.5 rounds for 1.4 units. Okay, so 4 bets, 3 UFC, 1 in boxing. Okay, Crawford by decision, plus 180, half a unit. Derek White money line, or Derek Lewis, basketball. Derek Lewis, money line, plus 180, 1 unit there. We're taking a little bit of a flyer, but not so much of a flyer. Jake Matthews, anything but a decision victory for him at minus 115, 1.15 units down on that. The over in the main event for Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. We're jumping in there. If you want other, it's minus 140, 1.4 units there. If you want extra, I think the over for Blankovic and Pereira, I think over 1.5 rounds, I'm going to be on that too. I don't want to load up the card too heavily, but I think that's a good bet. And I think Tony Ferguson to beat Bobby Green is also, there's value in that played out. It's plus 300 on Tony Ferguson. That also is 2 bets I think you could make. Ferguson, money line, Pereira, and Blankovic over. If you want even extra stuff on the UFC card, I think those are bets you can make as well. They're not bad. But officially, we're going with just over in the main event, Lewis money line, Crawford by decision, both those bets for a half a unit at plus 180, and Jake Matthews, anything but a victory on the cards for Matthews to win by TKO, knockout, or submission at minus 115, 1.15 units down on that. Okay. If we do well today, okay, got a chance to head towards Sunday with a chance to have a winning week. Okay. But again, I'm a little bit skeptical just because of my combat sports betting history, but I love betting it. Awesome night betting combat sports. Let's have a lot of fun. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt each and every morning. It is the Daily Juice Podcast, always being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.